Welcome back to all of my returning subscribers. Welcome here if you are a new subscriber. I'm Sophia, and this is Divinity Within Me, where we take time to get in touch with the divine. Dear universe, source creator, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, ooh, ancient deities, animal spirits, elementals, Galactic Federation of Love, Light, archangels, ascended masters, and all of those here to help us for our highest possible outcome and timeline and direction of the highest vibrational frequency to help guide us to this new higher level of consciousness. To any monitoring spirits, beings, entities, handlers, groomers, anything like that, may they go blind, deaf, dumb, and incinerate if they try to perpetrate or bother, invade. And may anybody that is using mine or my collective's names or energetic fields, auras, anything like this, in any negative light, may it come back multiplied and transmuted into blessings of abundance, love, light. So mote it be. So you guys, I was been shuffling this before I started, but this whole flying monkeys, this is something that keeps popping up, and I had this interesting ding dong, which is dead, the wicked way to kill it. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. I held Mario. Sing it high, sing it low. Okay, just to make sure you can hear me. And it's this energy of this collective celebration that this um, bad negative energy entity, this parasitic thing had gone magically. A house dropped on this witch, right? And so yeah, there was that. But um, it's like they're malfunctioning in a sense. So when I was picking up on this, it's like some of them are like they're going to do evil deeds, but then they're like, wait, like they find themselves, or they find something within themselves, or some energy or frequency, vibrational frequency, that the collective is kind of omitting, is like it's like game changing, like life changing. I don't really know how to explain it other than that. And so it's influential. That is what it is. Influential. Hello guys. Thank you. That's such a lovely compliment. So it's funny that the first card would be One Ring Circus, right? So she's up here, and this is interesting because this is exactly what the moon looks like right now. And the energy of 6 is giving and receiving, right? This is the receptive number. But this, let's see what this actually means, because I'm not that familiar with this deck. But I just think it's funny because the flying monkeys. So it's like they're basically like, when people don't want to do their own bidding, right? When people have money and they don't want to do their own bidding, or they just are trying to maintain a fake facade, right? Like I love Jesus, but I'm sending people to attack and gang stalk and to hurt and to kill and putting spell work out and doing weird stuff. But I'm still like, I love love, you know? And this is the problem with the world is this is the level of psychopathy, right? Or sociopathy, right? This is the level of disturbed that people are, that to maintain their good image they can send or hire these other things. So it's like, well, it wasn't me, I didn't do it. Like, no, you paid how many people to do it? That's fucking weird. Like, that's weird. Why? Right? Like, I don't understand. um so it's interesting that this would be the first card that comes out. Wandering Circus. You are capable and competent. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you have acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self reliance is important. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and others or another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have the healthy sense of where you end and others begin, you're able to enter into the best kind of relationships and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. Okay, fuck yeah, right? That's awesome. You're capable and competent. So, where they need, oh, okay, that's the whole thing. So where they need all these other people, it's like you against the world, right? Where they need all these other people. You can do it. Collective can do it by themselves, all by themselves. And they need like a whole group of people. Hello, Vander. Yeah, you got to look in my description box below. The best way is probably to actually go to my, because they have me blocked on a lot of platforms, is to go to uh, my Instagram and message me over there, because I haven't seen any emails come through in a very long time. So I figure they're blocking, uh, they're blocking the email. Um, what was connected, the PayPal that I normally use for this channel and the email associated with it. I believe they like hacked or blocked. So the Instagrams are the best way, I think, is what I'm picking up on. If you want to schedule a personal or private reading, it's just the best way so I can actually receive the message. Heal the ouch. So there is still a lot of healing that's going to be taking place. You may be going somewhere to do some healing as well. And it's like where you thought, where friends or where things were unlikely. It's like a little fairy on here on this raccoon. You may actually be somewhat surprised, but it has to be addressed. Like anything is possible as long as we address our wounds and understand that they're there and do our best to heal them. Now, something doesn't get healed directly overnight, but it's like there's gonna be new care, new people, new energy that's coming in. But actually, it's like new creatures. And be aware of little creature characters that come around, right? Because actually, what's interesting is I've been hearing this cat. This cat comes because my cat, and I've been hearing this other cat because I can tell it's another cat. And I went out and I saw it, and the cat was on the porch, and it was like super scared, and it ran onto my bike, and it was so pretty. It looked like a fox. It looked like from a fucking anime movie. It looked like a fox. It was all white, but it had like extra like furry hair, and I was like, is this real? Is this a real? But uh, spirit and animal, because I've been calling in the animals and the elementals and stuff like this. So I told you guys like a couple days ago, I had this big green grasshopper that hopped onto the door that was like saying that, just open the door and go through it somehow. What is this other? Wizard of Awareness. Yeah, so it's basically to become aware. Yeah, 11. This is energy of 11, so this is starting something new. Now we're healing. Maybe we're healing with a different level of awareness. Maybe we're healing or we're able to heal because we have this awareness of what's been going on. Maybe because we now understand more of the depths of the darkness or the evil or the whatever is going on. And so now we're just kind of, it's like, now that once you know what's happening, it makes it much more easy to kind of navigate or to tackle. And that's kind of what it is, the Wizard of Awareness. So let's see. We will do these cards are really intense. My friend gave me these cards from his close partner who was very sick, and yeah, she passed away. So sometimes they're super, her energy comes through and it's a bit heavy. Okay. Okay, so this is a lot. What is this? For some of you guys, there can be a secret lover that has decided that there is no other, this was in reverse, that there's no other option. For some of you guys, you may have somebody um, that needs to come and tell you a truth. They maybe don't have any other option left than to come and tell you the truth. What many of you guys, what they're going to tell you the truth about, or what you may be healing from, is either they're going to come and maybe pop the question. They want to, you know, come together, like get married or connect, have a celebration, some type of a party. This could be like an engagement party I'm picking up on. For some of you guys, you may be finding out that there is or was a third party, or you may be meeting a third party that someone was already married to. This could be a secret. This could be a secret that this lover didn't say something about. They maybe acted like they had options, but they actually didn't. Maybe they were already married or something like this. Different different energies. Take what resonates for you, leave what doesn't. Don't make it your story if it's not. um so one person actually wants to come in and have the celebration. It's like non-optional. For some of you guys, they could have been planning this proposal or engagement party or something like this, and they could have potentially maybe tried to invite family or friends, something like this, and it didn't end up going right. Something didn't happen. Something didn't end up going right. What? Somebody thought that something was going to go a different way. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, so what this actually is there was some type of third party that was involved to try to take your fortune, try to take the money, take the fortune, take your happy ending, but definitely money, inheritance, fortune, something like this, because these don't come right after each other. Something that was left to you, somebody left it to collective um, when they were uh, at their ending, something like this. I don't know, something like this. So these people, basically, this third party or this lover got with this third party secretly, had some type of, either they were already married to them or they created some type of marriage or some type of contract, making it seem like they were with collective when they actually weren't. This is the big lie. They were with somebody else. They were with somebody else and they were pretending that it was collective, spending this money that didn't belong to them with this fucking third party, saying that it was for like a honeymoon or a marriage or something. Oh shit. Oh shit. They used a lot of money. They used a lot of money. But that shit's come to an end. That shit's come to an end. Somebody stop something. Somebody stop something. Yeah, there was a big fucking fight. And it's not over yet. And somebody's sitting over here having a fucking tantrum because they did all this crazy shit. They sent all these people to fight and to attack collective, and it's not working. It's not working. It's like they missed their opportunity. Whoever this was, this was either a lover, a close family member, somebody that you were tied in with, somebody that was like close. It could have been an authority figure or something else. Um, somebody that's connected to a lot of things, and they were connected to like this higher cult or a covenant or something like this, or they were paying out all these people. They were doing, yeah, they were doing some type of ritual magic, something, paying out all these people. And this lover missed their opportunity. And now they're all fighting. They're all fighting and attacking each other now because this person thought they had it in the bag because they were already cashing in. They were already traveling around doing stuff with this other person. They were already celebrating, already having the parties, already spending the money, already doing the celebrating while lying about this whole thing. So tell me about this Emperor in reverse. Yeah. It doesn't matter. They had put so much fucking work into it, but it doesn't matter how much work they put. It's like nonstop. It's like they can't stop to keep trying to put work or keep trying to put spells. They're trying to put spells to block. They're trying to put spells to block because they try to put a death spell. They try to put the death spell and it's not working. And they know that someone's got to physically pay. They're trying to pretend like they didn't do this. They're trying to pretend like they didn't have anything to do with it. But really, they're lying. They're liars. They're liars. They fucking, they cashed in. This has worked before. This has worked before. They've never not gotten away with it before. That's what they're fighting about. They've never not been able to have victory doing this. Generally, they make people go like sad, insane. Like they drive them fucking crazy. They drive them crazy and make them make the decision to that they're depressed to start taking something or to leave or to want to end, you know, start something. Yeah, yeah, that they're too far gone. This is what they like to do. This is what they like to do. They got some sick obsession with it. And they've been collecting on it for a while, but now it didn't work because something happened. Something happened with the contract, with the marriage, with the commitment. Oh yeah. The judge or whoever that they paid to say that it was to say that it was an actual marriage, that judge got in trouble. That judge got in trouble for falsifying documents. So they realized that it's not the that whoever did this marriage or this paperwork, it's like marriage, power of attorney, collecting money, I mean, many things. It's like a contract, like a house, a car. I've been talking about this for days, you guys. I pick up on different things because it's like a collective read. And that's the thing is like the fucking, it's like now the flying monkeys are actually like reverting. Now they're actually like, wait, what are we doing? What are we doing? And they're actually taking, um, they're actually like taking like taking a deeper look, I guess would be the best way to say it. Reassessing what the fuck they're doing, like what their job is, what they've been issued to do. I don't, they're like, hang on a minute, you know, like this awareness is coming in and they're just like, wait a second, what are we doing? Like who's um like whose direction are we even obeying right now? Yeah, they're starting to question it. They could have had multiple people, again, many people that were doing gang stalking or harassing or attacking or whatever, collective and coming at them. And they're just like, actually, they just like walked away. They went rogue or they left the job or they walked away. They're like, wait a fucking second. Like, we don't know why why are we doing this? And everybody's like, oh, well, whatever, we're getting paid. And they're like, wait a second. Like, they're listening, they're watching collective, they're listening, and they're like, nah, 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 we out. And they're just walking away. They're like, we don't care. We actually, no, we don't care how much you're paying. We're fucking out of here. Yeah. Because they're like, this is lies. You told us to hurt these people or to attack these people or to do these things or to go to these wars or to do this, to fight your fight when you didn't tell us the truth, what we're doing here. And now they're upset. Yeah. And they're like, fuck this. We're pissed. They're making a decision to walk away. So many of the flying monkey entities, or these or whatever, or whoever they were hiring, all these other people and stuff, they're just like they're out. They're out. They're like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Okay, interesting. So I guess it's a way. That's a way to figure out what is and what isn't supposed to hang around. But yeah, they're it's like, yeah, it's like they're malfunctioning. They don't know. It's like if a robot like had understanding or conceptualization or like feelings, and it was like, wait, why would I kill them? And like it hits this level of consciousness, and it's like, because you were commanded to. And it's like, yes, I was commanded to, but that was bad. Like at some point, like, no, that's not good. That's not okay. We're healing this. We're healing all this energy collectively. And every time each one of us individually stands up and we say, listen, we're going to restore, we're going to rest, we're going to rejuvenate, we're going to just allow the nervous system, we're going to allow the body, we're going to allow the process, right? And because collectively we're deciding to go into this rejuvenative energy, having a different type of start and a different type of reaction. And so it's where um it's like, okay, so how I'm seeing it is like, imagine it's like these two sides, right? These two sides, and they're just like, we're gonna fight, we're gonna start running towards each other and fight. But then it's like, but then they like start and stick the flowers in the guns and they do this weird shit, and then it's like, oh wow, like, like imagine they walk up and like, whoa, your style is cool. Like, damn, that drum beat that you guys were playing on the way like over here to kick our asses was tight. And it was like, wait a second, like we could be friends. Like, wait, why are we fighting? What is this about? Wait, what is this about? It's just about old money. What's it about? And then like everybody's like, wait a second, what are we doing? Like, what where is the honor in slaughtering one another? Like that doesn't make sense. Like that doesn't make sense. That's old news. We don't need to um yeah, we don't need to exist in this fight, in this turmoil, this five of wands energy. We don't need to be here anymore. It's a choice. It's an active choice. And that's what's happening is they're going in like, oh, I have this job. And then they're like, wait a fucking second. Like this is not, like, I can't feel good about this. I've had so many different jobs in my life, and it doesn't matter, like, regardless of the job that I had to feel good always about the people that I'm working for, the company or the organization, and an actual position or job that I'm doing. And if I'm selling a product, then I actually have to really believe in that product, believe that that product is like, if I'm selling something to somebody, then I wouldn't want to sell them something that I wouldn't like to purchase myself, or that isn't of quality that I would want to purchase myself, right? That's why I'm so like totally like gung ho, like anal about like creating my clothing and stuff like this, right? Because everything needs to be trial, everything needs to be tested, everything needs to be, it needs to be this. No, we can't use the cheaper material that has this because we want this, and the way that it's processed without the chemical and blah 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 blah, right? All of this matters. So it's like this realization, this is the like the collective conscious realization is actually what's going in. um and that's really like that's really like what it is, right? um Jesus is a man. Jesus was a man, just so you, in case you're confused. So what else? So as the collective is actually changing, right? As you guys are, as we all are like coming to the awareness of this, right? This is like quantum mechanics, quantum physics, where it's like we can, once we have become aware of something, right, it begins to change, right? And this is where we can start to more easily calculate, change, manipulate, theorize, right? This is where we can become more passionate about the way that we want to collectively envision this switch, right? That's how the wheel is turning. It's like we literally have to have, this is why everybody had to go in and heal themselves and really fix what is wrong with themselves before they start fucking poking on other people. You know, like that's the thing. Like everybody that comes on here and talks about like um talks about like Jesus or whatever, all this other shit. The reality is like source doesn't judge. Jesus doesn't judge. You are your own fucking judge. So if you're pointing the finger instead of offering a hand, a helping hand to assist, then you're part of the problem. Like, like, thank you, fucking Captain Obvious. We don't need more people pointing the finger, being like, well, if Jesus was here, bro, if Jesus was here, he probably would have fucking put you guys on a fucking cross for putting him on. Nah, he wouldn't have done that because that's fucking punitive, and that's one against the other, and that's exactly opposite of what he as a man was teaching you guys. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so it just is what it is, right? But people have to, I mean, they don't have to, right? But if you want to know, the best way is to really focus on this passion, on this intent, right? With all of your passion, with calculated thought, you guys. How are we turning into this golden era? How are we turning in this age of Aquarius, in this age of information, in this age? How are we using like technology to work for us and not take us over? How are we working for, do you know, for the betterment? How are we injecting some type of good passion or something like this? Like how? And that's how we change the cycle of fate, right? For each one of us to stop fighting. Because that's the thing. This is the matrix. The fighting, the fear, the separation, the belittlement, the mocking, the making fun of. This This is the fucking matrix, bro. This, the separation. This, the fighting. The fighting is only, let people be. That's the whole point of their in fucking carnation. If they're not hurting somebody else, do you know like why you want to come into their space and try to attack or hurt them? Like that's not unity consciousness. That's not unity consciousness. The four in reverse, right? That's potency in the wrong direction, in the opposite direction of how we want to go. That's not love. Like source creator is love, not not hate, not judgment, you guys. Not. So you just gotta, you guys really got to focus on where you want this passion, what we are passionate about. And if you're passionate about fucking one person being right or one religion being higher or one race or one continent or some people getting to eat and others having to starve. Like I had to sit, like I was writing in my journal today, like I was writing in my journal today, dear source creator, right? Is this is this how I die in this lifetime of dehydration and starvation because I'm dealing with the macro and the micro? Must I experience this? Is this the way for people to hear? No, I don't believe so. Like kind of the download that I was getting is like People are so fucking hung up on Jesus. Like, this fool already came to preach all the information and they fucking hung him. They hung him. They killed him. They killed him. And the motherfucker still came back to haunt they asses. No, for real though. But and still people's, like, I got a download about this like a few days ago. People love to have the cross as the symbol. And this is the most, like, for me, who sits in channels to Jesus and everybody different, all these different ascended masters and aliens and everything, like, he hates the cross, bro. Like, that's the what, that's like the worst, like, out of everything he did on this whole thing, like, that's the shit you guys chose to run with. The place where they fucking murdered him for his for his purity, for his belief and standing in what he knew was true belief, to teach people how to get back to divine source itself. When he tried to share his knowledge, y'all murdered him. And that's what you worship. That's what everybody wears, is their little fucking trinket. That's what you put up, and they, like, he's, that's why he ain't fucking coming back. That's what he done, because he don't like the fucking crosses. It's fucking traumatizing for him, I'm sure. Like, bro, what? Where's all the Mother Mary? Where's the child being whatever? Where is the man that's teaching the children? Like, no, no, you guys don't do any of that. You guys don't do any of that. You wear the cross, which the cross, and even in the church, when they do the cross inversion, this is cutting off your heart chakra from your throat chakra, your third eye, and your crown. It's an inverted, it's a fucking spell. You're cutting off your awareness to connect your bottom three chakras to your top three chakras to actually hit the enlightenment, to connect to the divine. Yeah, yeah. And you're just putting the cross right the fuck there. It's crazy. It's crazy. He does not like it. That's for fucking sure. He doesn't like being called Lord, being worshipped, and he definitely does not like the fucking that you guys chose the cross as the fucking. They tried to take that. They took that. They took that from the Ankh. And the reason why the Ankh has the loop on the top is because that is the crystalline fluid that comes up your 33 vertebrae. And then with the breath comes back down and can recycle. This is life eternal. But, whatever. He was just teaching that, and they just changed up, like, just like they adapted Christmas and all these other things. These are pagan holidays. Pagan holidays, your gift giving, your lights on the tree, everything like this, you guys. And it was just written into your history. It was just written into your history. And yeah, it's like, wow, guys, we've been being fooled for a very long time. And so, like, if you're new here, like, I'm sending you love, right? Sending you love and light. And, it's just these old structures, these old things that we thought that we're so gung ho on being our identity or identifying with them, right? Is a program. And it's got to collapse at some point, right? Draconian, forceful energy. Yeah, they force this narrative. They force the narrative to keep you in fear, to keep you in separation, to keep you in hate. They really tried to force monotheism and all this stuff. Like, when they're after they burned the libraries of Alexandria, they didn't want people to have the information. They didn't want people to have the information. So it's not about, like I said, he was, oh, Jesus, Yeshua, right? That he was an ascended master. He was an ascended master. you know, to Lord is someone that's owning something. It's owning a property, a land, or a slave to lord over. Like that, that's overlording. That doesn't work. Like it's a high rank, but to pray to a man that is to lord over you is also very strange. Like it's strange. It's strange. And that's why you see my prayer at the beginning. Like I pray to divine source, creation, universe, all that is, the angels, the archangels, the ancestors, all that is, and all that is here to protect us and to help us in the ascension. Like that's that's real. Like an actual um man is just what the lesson was is he was here to show us that even a man could do it. That was the point. Is like you too have this divinity within you, right? And you have the capacity and you have the ability. And that's what it is. So something like this, right? So anyways, all of this is coming down, and the way that they thought everything was going to be ushered in. This was a reading yesterday. It was talking about the changing of the guards, the changing of the guardians, and that's basically what it is. It's like, listen, a lot of this old structure and these old things and these old systems that people are hiding behind, which is patriarchal rule and different stuff like this, is not the systems that they were actually under. It's not even the gospel that he was teaching or what he was working with. He was taught by women. He was taught by Sophia. He was her student. Yeah. So at these ancient times, it was actually more mystics, more teachers that were feminine, more matriarchal societies that existed. And that's why it's like we've abandoned these old beliefs because we built this fucking Tower to Babel because man thought that man could be closer to God. Eh, and that God, that God was a man. They started praying to a man. This is everything that they say not to do. Do not worship false idols. Do not worship false idols. What does everybody do? They watch the fucking movies, they watch the drama, they watch the star, all these people. And because they've been worshiping all these false idols, even a man God, instead of God, they put a man in between as the middle man. What? What? We abandoned the actual what it was, right? And as part of what we did, we stepped into this lone wolf energy as we entered this realm, because even though we're all collectively one, right, we're source experiencing itself and we're co-creating this reality, we're also having an interesting type of situation where we're individually creating, projecting. Our perception and our projection is 9/10 of our universal law, right? So we're also having this, and where have we abandoned our baseline morals, our baseline standards, right? The concern at the level of complexity that we have reached, it should be high. The concern should be high. We should be like, what the fuck is going on? Because honestly, what the fuck is going on, right? Um, so yeah, it's like there's a lot of things that people turn their head to because they didn't want to feel it because they're like, oh, well, that's painful or that's not my problem. And the thing is now we're walking forward. We're walking head on to it. We're not being shy about it anymore. We're saying, listen, instead of walking away, we're gonna confront it head on. We're gonna confront this heartbreak. We're gonna confront this trauma. We're going to start to name it, to call it out. And I know even with the academy that was discovered, there's a lot of people that it's similar like the Me Too movement, where there's a lot of people that are actually speaking out because they've been hiding. right? They've been hiding. It was hurting, and they've been hiding, and um they haven't really done much, but what it's doing is it's allowing what I've noticed. So as a channeler, right? What I've noticed and what I've felt is the amount of men that are actually saying, like, me too, like, actually this happened to me when I was a child, and actually, like, they hit it because they weren't really, because it wasn't whatever. And this is exactly what the shifting, right? This is exactly what the choice or the shifting is, moving into the matriarchal energy, because that's the matriarchal energy. Is it's like, wait, it's not just about the women that were raped, because it can happen to women, children, men, boy, like, there's no, it can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter what your religion or your race or your sex or your gender or your age, like, it doesn't matter. And that is the point, is we're coming to this more humane space, where these men are like, wow, yeah, this did happen to me. And and then they're feeling it, they're experiencing it, because they haven't been able to share the thing that was traumatizing to them, because it was probably dismissed. Like, I had different partners, and also like different clients and stuff like this, and they would get, sometimes it would be a big load off when they got to share these type of really traumatic things, and sometimes it would really become very triggering, very traumatizing and very triggering, and then they would get really upset. And I've had that a lot. I've had that happen a lot, where they've gotten super angry now, because they have let some level of vulnerability down, and now somebody knows. And it's like, because the patriarchy has systematically made people to be scared to be under attack, or be scared that someone's going to make fun, instead of hold the space lovingly, because this has been the status quo for too long. That's why, right? It's unhealed trauma, and they're now having a reaction or something else that's going on, because they have let out this vulnerability, this secret. And for the men and the boys and different people that have experienced that, like, yes, that is the same shit that women have held on to for who knows how long. The same. That is the same, because it happens to most of us. And almost all, like, every woman I know has been SA, right? Most have experienced some type of DV, domestic violence, and like 9 out of 10 have been SA, sexually assaulted, raped, and or forced, like, forcefully against their will, and more than one time, more than once, different times. And so, because of that, I I think that this is something like that, that women became adapt to, right? This, we're the greatest oppressed minority, actually, on this planet, to where it's like, yeah, we've been systemically, like, denied this, and we just been dealing with it. We just been like, yeah, but we keep it quiet. Why? Because we can't speak about it. Why? Because it's like, well, then once you're vulnerable, then people treat you like shit, right? Like, I remember the first time I spoke out about it, and I was like, this bad thing happened. It wasn't fucking cool, right? It was like, I went to hang out with my brother and some of his friends, and they were doing some stuff, like, didn't really want to do it. And then, uh, they end up doing it to me. And then I don't remember, like, what happened and all this other stuff. And then, you know, uh, a boyfriend or a partner along the way is basically like, oh, well, you're used, you're used, and now you're whatever, like, because you were, uh, SA'd, right? Because you were raped, or because people did stuff, because there's multiple people that did stuff to you when you were unconscious, because they fucking drugged you and did it to you when you were unconscious. You're basically disgusting. That, like, you're gross. You're gross. And so this is what I feel, this same feeling of shame or like guilt, or like you can't share it because then people put it against you, is like what a lot of the men are now experiencing, right? Or what we're seeing as this matriarchal shift is happening, what we're seeing is the men being able to actually be vulnerable and be like, wow, this does suck. Like I've seen a lot of my guy friends online being like, fuck, like I would choose the bear too. Dudes, where are we at right now? Like, what are we doing? Like, I would choose the bear too, right? It's not because we don't believe in men. I think this is the biggest thing, is like collectively we have to help and push and support each other through all of these shiftings, through shifting this this abuse, this coercive control and abuse and narcissistic manipulation that has been and that is the patriarchy, right? And that's kind of what it is, right? Yeah, that's just like the it's how we get to the bottom of it. But I feel that what these guys are feeling, because they have been hiding it for so long. It's like that's what all the women have been doing for fucking decades, for eons, for centuries, and yeah, this just it's changing. Where before we were too shy because it was painful, because we were afraid that we might be abandoned by social standards, right? It's like kind of like a social suicide, right? It's like people deciding to say like, no, actually, that thing that was fucked up. Like you did something fucked up. Like you attacked, you assaulted, you did whatever. And it's when we name it. This is what I was talking about before in quantum mechanics and quantum physics. Once we name and acknowledge something, then it can actually change how it starts behaving. Its reaction, its perception, it can change just by being observed. So it's important that we hear and that we observe things so they don't stay trapped, you know? So they don't stay trapped, because what happens is not only does it stay trapped in the body, it's like then the person that has been shamed for trying to do something is now feeling like, oh, like they're no good, or like they're only attracting these type of people, and it's like, oh well, that's your energy or your frequency. And like, no, there's an actual study that was done that's showing that, like, no, like actually it's more likely that humans go back or continuously choose abusive or violent or aggressive situations, because that is what they survived. That is what they were programmed on from a small age or from the beginning of their relationships. So is it's like, uh, it's not a mental illness, but it is something that is programmed. It is manipulation, it is coercive control, it is mind manipulation, it is mind games, it is mental, you know, mental abuse, right? Um, Mentally and emotionally abusive. And that's a whole nother thing, because it's something that you can't see, right? Like when you hurt yourself or when you cut yourself, you can see that cut and oh, in a few days it's going to go away. When people are consistently um beating you down mentally, verbally, emotionally, and that's just continuous, right? Coercive control and manipulation and narcissistic abuse in these ways. This is something that leaves a longer lasting effect, and it really stays stuck in the body. It stays stuck in the body. And you have to, I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to level up and you want to be um on another level, then yeah, that's you need to become aware of it and figure out where you fix it first within yourself, and then in the direct people, your direct community, your direct people, something like this. Now, for some of you guys, you may be really just removing. You may be birthing something completely new, like a whole new group of people, a whole new group of community. This is many of you guys may just choose to go to nature. Um, but I believe that we're birthing something new. This is a conception, intuition. So it's like I believe that people are coming back to this more in flow with nature, and they're basically reconnecting like with our, like, not our reptilian animal instincts, not this feed, fight, fuck, not this, but more like animal instincts. Like how do we get along, right? Like the predators aren't always attacking the prey. The prey aren't always hiding and running from the predators. There's like a balance, right? It's not constant. So even in nature, just because the predator is the predator isn't attacking what's considered the prey unless it's time to feed everybody. That's it. Like this is the macro and the micro, you know? So it's just, it's something that we're collectively healing, and be gentle on yourselves, be gentle on others. And that's why you can't come in and be like, God is the, like, there's many, first of all, there's many gods, right? Like for me, you're coming in here telling me about Jesus when really I practice Hindu, right? This is like the oldest documented type of religion on the entire planet. And you're going to tell me that something was rewritten by man to program a whole patriarchy of people to keep them fucking idiotic and under coercive control, and forcing them to work, to pay more taxes, to pay tithes, for them to do weird shit to women and children and suck off their auras and energies and powers. Like you're going to tell me that this one man who actually studied in Egypt, right, is under a woman? You're going to tell me that I need to, what? No, fool. No, I believe in Shakti. Shakti created Brahma, Vishnu, um, and Shiva. Sorry, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. She created them, and then created the females also. They were different forms of her. She is the great divine mother, the creator itself. So no, I believe in the source of the actual universe, which is probably the womb. Okay? Pussy power. But really, this, that's the porthole between dimensions, literally. Come out of it, and then you're trying to come in it. It's like some weird shit, right? So where are we moving forward to? Someone is moving in a rush, an entity or channel. And this is what's going on actually a lot. I saw someone saying something about my research or something like this. I'm a channel. I channel. I've done a lot of research in my lifetime, but I channel based on prompting and information that they ask me to channel, based on the decks and all this stuff that they choose and say this and that. Um, so this one, no, okay. So for this emperor, for this, is this an organization? We have the chariot and the emperor. Is this emperor an organization or a person? totality, wholeness. Yeah, okay. So we're channeling in this new era. Okay. This isn't about we're moving past these entities, um, this overlord or supremacy energy into totality and into wholeness, right? So the emperor is more like the state of being that we're stepping into. We're moving into this sovereign state, and that's where the universe comes into play, right? Where it says totality and wholeness, where we actually figure out our divinity, where we actually reconnect with our divinity. That's the rapid rate that we're moving, right? Because the owl is knowledge or wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge applied and integrated and applied. So as we become more aware, then we move more into this totality, into this wholeness. We move more into this fourth, fifth, higher densities as a collective. Yeah, but it's everybody, right? This the King of Coins. It's about the people that are actually dedicated to create this different type of safety or security. For many people, they want to stay in this turmoil or this disorder, and that is a choice too. You know how they say, um, what is it? No response is a response. Like inaction is also an action. That's basically what it is the people that aren't dedicated or adamant to really manifesting this new um, manifesting out of the overlord supremacy bullshit and manifesting into the totality and the wholeness, the connectivity of all things, all signs, all animals, all things in nature, and coming back to that. The people that are not adamant will choose to stay. Okay, change will come to them, but it's going to be very disruptive, and they're not going to get to hop on this other train that we're all getting on. It's not possible. They're going to be in this turmoil and disorder because that's what they choose, because they're choosing to be ruled by these overlords, these supremacy overlords. They're choosing that. And the collective is choosing the gifts and the bounties, right? They're choosing that because they know, because we actively know what we choose to give, how our innate character or our being is, right? Is our credit. Imagine, they have all this shit coming in, social credit and all this, but like imagine if it was kind of like that, like your credit was based on what type of character and human being you actually were. So, for instance, when you see somebody and they're starving, but you're getting something out of it, do you have uh, the capacity to give 50 cents, to give $1, to give $5, right? Do you have the ability to give an energetic exchange? And this is a real question, guys. My PayPal is below. Help me to feed myself, right? Because I spent my last $3 to get my cat food because I'm not gonna let my kids starve. That's not I don't roll like that. But the reality is when you see a kid hungry, are you going to sit there and eat in front of them, or are you going to give the kid your food? Right? This is the principalities of the character within you. If you see that someone is really working really hard, and you're trying to get a better price, but you actually can afford to whatever, like, are you gonna keep wheeling and dealing? I mean, at some point, like, yeah, okay, that's how people get rich, but like, do we need to get rich off of others suffering? Because that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And it takes sense to make dollars, to make money. So the reality of the situation is, what in your base character, how do you want society, how do you want everything to play out? What is your intent? What is your intention? What is your character? What is the traits that you have to offer? How are you offering or being that person, right? How are you being the change that you wish to see? For me, I know that I channel. I can see things and foresee things. And it's important for me, right, with my North Node in Gemini to communicate, to be communicating, right, all this information to people. And so that's what I do, right? I'm following my soul's calling. Now, a lot of people may or may not um, get like that, but the reality is that's not my fucking problem. That's their problem, right? If each person was enveloped in their own thing, right? If they were doing the thing that they were meant to be doing, then I'm pretty sure that would be taking their time and their energy, and they wouldn't have all this other time and energy to go and fucking point fingers or poke at other people or judge other people. It just um wouldn't be a thing, you guys. And so, it's just it's the reality of the situation, right? It's like when people come on here and ask for readings. It's like you want a reading, or you want to schedule a session. Like, the information is in the information box below. I give out. This is my energy. I give out so I can receive, doing the thing that I love to do and helping people the way that I see has helped an immense amount of people. Like, and that's why I do it, because people are like, wow, I feel like I have connectivity. I feel like I have a family. I feel like I have a community. I feel like I was able to speak. I feel like I was seen. I feel like I was heard. I feel like this is so prevalent to what I'm going through, whatever. And for me, that's that's what tells me, like, all the years, like, I make amazing art, and I know that people were really thrilled and happy every time they put on the things that I create, whatever it is. But the thing is I didn't receive the love, the appreciation, the energetic exchange ever for that. I was just taken advantage of. So in this sense, I know that I give as much as, obviously, when they want me to share more than I share, but I do this because it helps. One, it helps too much energy become stored in me by helping to let the energy out and share whatever information needs to go to others. But also, like, yes, so I can meet people, and so other people can schedule personal or private sessions or readings to help work through their trauma and do that, right? And that is how I make my money. So even though I'm on here and I'm giving my time every day, that doesn't mean I owe anybody, any one person. And yeah, I try to do a donation base, like donate anything for a reading, like last month, and I just got like 1,500 fucking trolls. It was a nightmare. So so you got to read the information in the information box below. If you want to schedule a reading or a session, best to send me a message on my Instagram, because I'm a lot of my devices and everything is hacked, um, and my accounts, and I've noticed that my email has been blocked for over 6 months. Ace of Cups, so rapture and ecstasy. So as we're holding this vision of this new era, this new earth, this new collective thing, as we're moving towards this totality and this wholeness, how are we, not just individually, yes, individually, but how are we collectively um, creating this rapture? What is ecstasy? What is this utopian dream? What does that actually feel like? What does that actually look like? And how do we hold that vision or that idea collectively to achieve it, instead of all this doom and gloom and overlord supremacy? That's what they want. I mean, they want to distract us. They want to distract you from your soul's purpose and your soul's mission. And everybody's purpose and mission is going to be completely different. Some people are going to be meant to be in a garden. Some people are going to be meant to be, a doctor. Some people are going to be teachers. Some people, like, everybody's going to really be like, no, this is the thing. No, I work with fucking coral in the ocean. Like, that's tight. Like, that's important. Like, oh, I do this. Is, oh yeah, that's too, that's important. What is your offering? What do you love to do that you can offer to start to offset by acting in this, thing that you love, to bring the totality and the wholeness together, right? It's instead of being like, I'm doing this because I have to make X amount of money or I have to do this, like for me, right? Regardless, like when people do or don't contribute or donate, which I do appreciate and love, you guys, everybody that does, because you're helping me to just fucking survive. But when people don't, it doesn't matter, right? Like, I'm still going to do my job. I mean, I'm more tired. I heard somebody ask me how much I drink. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. This is how tired and exhausted I am, because when I'm channeling and when I'm meditating, when I'm doing stuff, I drink literally like probably like, I don't know, maybe like 5 to 10 liters of water a day. A lot. Like a lot. Because I have to be really, really, really hydrated to be doing it. And I haven't had enough water, I haven't had enough money, and I haven't had enough water, and I'm whatever, right? That's what it is. So yeah, I look exhausted because already I'm tired. It's late, and I've been attempting to do this for like 4 hours, but I had not. I had to go and get this fucking orange because it has so much ice. So there's a lot of liquid, but I needed some, like something that had a little bit of sugar from the fruit because I'm hypoglycemic. So I have low sugar index, guys. So yeah, I get very, very tired and very sleepy. But no, I don't drink alcohol. My body is just, there's a lot collectively that is happening. There's a lot of downloads, there's a lot. And what's happening also is all these people that have been attacking collective, that have been going against all of this, um, like like I said, they're malfunctioning. They're like, for some of them, it's like malfunctioning almost like like robots. Like they're just like, like or like a CD skipping, it's kind of like that's kind of how they're showing me. But um some are like changing their directive, you know, like rerouting their directive because they've I don't know, because they've made friends with the humans, or because the humans have enlightened them to something that made them be like, wait, why am I doing this, and that is part of the thing, that's part of why we don't want to, that's why we want to stay on what is this loving way that we can really, what can we do that we love, that we offer, that's not working for these fucking overlord, this supremacy, this overlord supremacy, right? That's not in this conflict, because that is a reality, right? They're attempting, and I don't want to put negative spells out there, but I just want to be real, right? They're building all of these databases and AI and all this stuff, and to just make weapons of destruction. And like, we don't need that. Do we need that? Like, bro, like I would like, can I just get a robot that like cleans stuff? Like the Roomba was shit. That shit's dumb, dumb. Like I want something that, like, I want one that's like washing the dishes and doing the laundry. Like that would be tight. Like sweep the floor, like boom, boom, boom. Like minor chores or assist. Like that would be tight. Like wouldn't you rather like every household had a helper robot than like we have a whole fucking military of killbots? Like, I don't know. Like that's where I'm at. Like we can still change the hardwiring and the programming, right? We can. Like I said, that's technology, right? So where is this cup of love, right? Where do we want to where do we want to see the future? How do we see the future? Because our intent, our character, and development of our co-creation, of our collective co-creation, this genesis, this beginning, this starting, this sun, right? This power, bringing the power back to the people instead of this overlord or supremacy, right? like taking out, like redistributing some of the wealth. Like, what does it look like? Okay, not if all these people were controlling whatever. What does it look like without that? What does a whole different system look like and feel like? What if money wasn't a problem? What if it wasn't necessary? What would be the things that we need to do to have this creation, this genesis, to put this new power play, right? Chemistry, fusion. How and what does that look like? What does it feel like? That's really what we have to focus on. That's how we bring things. Yeah, that's how we manifest. King of Swords, domination, mastery. So the King of Swords is about this. This king makes decisive decisions, right? This is words and actions. They know what they want. They're not like, well, let's see how this goes. No, they know what they want. They're like, listen, this is how it's going to be. I know what I want. And this isn't to start a fight. This isn't to overlord. It's not any of that. It's about bringing into fruition, right? Manifesting, bringing into realization and fruition, bringing things to be. How can we come together and celebrate? How can we drop the lunacy and the delusion? How do we drop all of these hidden secrets and all this bullshit, right? The elusivity. We don't need that. We need action, elusive and mystical. And that's basically the Queen of Swords is the one who says, yeah, this is what it is. She's making the calls. She's the fucking shot caller. She doesn't know that everybody, she's like behind the scenes. Like, he's the one that says, yeah, this is how it's going to be. But she's the one that's actually making the fucking shot calls. So for some of you guys, you can be coming into some type of partnership, some type of union. And when you come in to partnership, for some of you guys, this is a connection, king and queen. For many, it can be partnership as far as work, as far as new opportunities, as far as things are coming into play. But you're going to be very ingenious, very savvy. These Three of Wands. It's like for many of you guys, you've been waiting for these ships to come in. It's like, this is the perfect time. Like we wondered why all this time everything didn't work out. Why now? Like we've been trying to do this for 10 years or for 20 years. I see people are like, I've been saying this. And even I say this sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, I started this whole thing 15 years ago, right on my boat, and all this fucking weird shit. And you know, it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, okay, it took me that long planting that many seeds to grow that many trees to actually for the trees to have fruit, for people to take a bite of that fruit and be like, oh, you know what this tastes like? Sustainability. Oh, you know what this tastes like? Oh, community garden and trees, and that's okay. That's okay. It's like divine timing is at play. It has been at play and it will continue to be at play. And the reason why it's all happening now is because we're just astrologically speaking, this is when the big revolution is. This is when everything is shifting. And Uranus now moving out of Taurus, now that we're under the sun sign of Taurus, Uranus moving into Gemini, it's like sudden, abrupt changes. And this comes down to the way that we communicate our needs, right? It's communication, but not just communication. It's communication, information. This is how we're setting up school systems. This is how we're learning. This is how everything. So everything's changing, right? This is even just people learning that, like it's not cool, right? Like they've been letting a president run shit that wants to grab women by the punani and shit. Like, bro, like where are we at? Like, what fucking grade are we in? All of the communication, all of this needs to change. This is the problem. This is like, am I the whole drama? Like, yeah, guys, we are the whole drama. We collectively just signed on, co-signed the bullshit. And now we need to stop. And we're rewriting, or we're just like, you know what? Toss the script. They threw that script like a margarita spilled on that script. and all the ink bled. That script's fucking done. There was only one copy of it. It's over. Now we're rewriting a script. Collectively, we're writing a script. Everybody start getting your script about what this utopian dream is going to look like, what the system, or if there's not a system, what these smaller, more matriarchal communities or systems, um, or collectives, right, are going to feel like, what they should look like, what we need, right? Which is like, okay, collective, we need the schooling, or we need the childcare, or we need people to be able, like the elderly or the children, whatever it is, right? Like, what are all these needs? What are the base needs? Not like, I need a $1,000 or $5,000 a month because this is my expensive. Like, no, no, no. Like, what are the actual needs? The actual needs are food, shelter, water, and all those to be clean, right? And then like schooling or schooling and or also like some type of uh position or job, right? Depending on what's going on. Obviously, if they're like children and stuff like this, like schooling, like teaching something like this. But yeah, if you're some other type of person, then like, what type of job? What is everybody's trade skill? What would you like to do? Not what do you do? Not like, oh, well, I'm a fucking chef, but I hate feeding people. Like, no, what would you actually like to do? And it's like, oh, actually, I would like to like teach baseball or soccer to children. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know who's out here that wants to do that and why that came through. That may be what somebody wants to do, right? But the reality is what would bring you the most joy? Like, what type of things can we be doing that are bringing us little bits of joy to stay out of this hellscape of this overlord supremacy bullshit? How do we be present in this here and now moment? How do we birth this new thing while letting the old thing wither away and die? Right? Like, we don't have to keep, like, I mean, it's like that. People are like, oh damn, they're like for me, okay, as somebody that was a captain that had boats and lots of fishing and stuff like this, or catching, like, I didn't like to bleed the fish. I didn't like to cut the fish. But when they were doing it, like, I was always like, you can't stop watching, but like I'm like, like, I didn't like it, but like the understanding, the technicality of it, and knowing how to do it and the way to cut it and the way to flay it and the way to bleed it and what do you have to take out, to know all of those things. um yeah, it's hard to look away sometimes. You're just like, ooh, like a deer in the headlights, like you can't stop staring. But the thing is we got to stop staring, because energy flows where attention goes. So if our attention is highly saturated on, for instance, these evil, sick fucks, instead of how are we creating a system for people, for women, for children to feel safe, to be educated and to be safe and to have sanctuary and to be, do you know, to have somewhere to go when they're leaving abusive situations. And this goes for everybody. This goes for everybody that has been systematically like constructed or deconstructed by the patriarchy. We're all collectively deconstructing this fucking program, you know? And so how do we create these safe spaces, these communities, these sanctuaries? Um, and that's what I was saying before. This is why people got so hard up on religion, is because they had the community, because they it's like power in numbers, strength in numbers. But the thing is to the numbers only are good if you guys aren't creating separation and judgment upon others. It's about regeneration. Hope for regeneration. Not beyond our reach, not beyond our sight. Vote for regeneration. Hope for a generation. Yeah, now. The time is now. And how can we implement more regenerative practices and not, it's like in the movie, okay, yeah, okay, never ending story. They want to talk about the never ending story. So in the movie, I was going to say in the movie The Wizard of Oz, like after the house fell and all that stuff went out, like the witch disappeared. Like they couldn't even keep talking about it because she just disappeared, and the little feet rolled up, and then the ruby slippers were on Dorothy's feet, right? In the never ending story, okay, because I guess they want me to talk about this. And the never ending story, it was like, if you guys remember, if you don't, like, whatever, you can go look up a scene or you can go watch the movie. It's tight. It's tight. Okay. Um, it was like the nothing is coming. The nothing is coming. And everybody was scared, like afraid of this nothing. And what was this nothing? And it was like, oh, it was this great beast that was eating the land, that was taking away the belief in this. Was it the belief in the beautiful city and the childlike empress? Right, right. Right? So, anyways, this is what it is. This is what they're saying is like that nothing was the fear. It was everybody stopping to believe, like the kid that was reading the story, right? It was about him actually believing that the story was real and he was there within it. And that's kind of what is going on, you guys. That's the reality of what is going on. And so, as we are repeating, as the story keeps repeating, as we keep reincarnating, as the story is never ending story, do 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 do, never ending story. Um, this is the energy of 10, so it's the beginning and the ending of a cycle. So it's just going to keep repeating, but how much we let be disrupted, how much we decide, you know what, we're we don't need that. We're we're sweeping that not under the rug. We're just removing it from the story like it's a full rewrite. Like I said, the script, the margarita got spilled on the script. It's no longer like that script doesn't last. Like it all bled in, like just like if you guys whatever. So what is the story? What is our belief system? What is your core value or your character belief system? And why? 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 Because there's a community and everybody loves Jesus, or because you find solace, or because you hide behind that, because it makes you seem righteous when really you do terrible, dark things? Because there's a lot of that. I was doing this meditation, and for days it keeps coming out, and it's showing that there's a lot of fake fake religious people that aren't really out there doing God's work, but they're dropping Bible verses and preaching this and that, and the reality is like, no, we're humanity, we're all the same race, our religion is love, we're all on the same planet, right? Like home, Earth, right? Where are you from? Planet Earth, right? What is your religion? My religion is love, right? What is your political view? Peace. Like actually it doesn't have to be that hard, and like it doesn't matter. Everybody can just hop on board and say, "Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, actually, my religion is love. I come from planet Earth. That's where I come from, not from one country, not from one city, right? Imagine if you're being interviewed on a more galactic level. Now, for me, because I talk to all these higher ups, like this is what it's like, and that's why they kind of like they're funny, but they kind of drop shit like that, and it's like if you've ever tuned in and watched like um, Esther Hicks or Bashar, right? If you ever watch them, like they're so like curt, they're so abrupt, and they're just like, But yeah, but why do you want to feel that? You know, like it's like they're using a higher consciousness, a higher form of consciousness and understanding. So it's like, um, they can't quite understand why or how we get stuck on some things. And this is the emotional loop or trap, never ending story of the third density. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it comes down to in the end of the day, right? That's what it comes down to in the end of the day is people need to say, what is this new story? What is this new thing, this new reality, this new earth, this new era? What does it actually look like? What does it actually feel like? And if we're co-creating it, let's start envisioning something dope. Let's not be envisioning some sick fuck demented shit because you're allowing for that to stay in the field, right? To keep ignoring it and to be like, oh, we're gonna go over here and oh, we're gonna go over there and oh, we're gonna do all this and blah 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 blah. Like, you know, like why is it that the dude that lit the warehouse on fire is gonna get more time and face fucking crazier shit than the people that have trafficked and drugged and raped children and women for fucking decades? Why? 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 Just like, where are we at? Because it's a collective illness. That's something that's existing within people's their gut system, their mental system, to where it's actually become a physical manifestation. And I can be like, not all people, because I'm not fucking looking at some I like that's scary. But like, yeah, we all had weird stuff like this happen to us, right? I mean, how many of us? More than more than not, I would think, you know. And for me, again, I feel so much matriarchal um love and like collective rising through this energy of the men also being able to step up and be in supportive, actually step into a supportive role and be like, wow, yeah, you know what, I wonder where I would be today, or not even like mourning the loss, but all, just cognitively processing like how that affected, how it affected and stayed stored in the body for so long until you're able to actually be able to express it. So something to think about, right? That's why I like to do psychotherapy with people. And when you do a session or something like this, um, it's really interesting because it's actually less of me talking unless your guides are really insistent, and more of me opening or activating, right, triggering you, and you actually coming from you understanding the conclusions, you understanding the cards, you seeing and feeling the energy as it's moving, right? Because everything is energy, everything is frequency. So as we tune in to these different frequencies, as we understand, right, what is the here and now? What is this regeneration of this never-ending story? How do we are we going into a fifth extinction and starting all over, or are we regenerating before we hit that end point? Like, for instance, if you sometimes people get so far like on a chess game or on a game or whatever, you know, and they get so far and they're like, ah, okay, you know, uh, I already know that it's going to be this long and there can only be these type of outcomes, so I'm just going to start over, right? Some people like to just fucking play it and play it and play it and play it and just like waste time and energy when they know it's going to be a stalemate or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's like, why did you, like, let's just start over. Like, we fucked up. let's Let's bring in Jesus. Let's flip some tables. This motherfucker. Let's go. Let's say no. And let's be like, not here, not today. We're going to flip some tables. We're going to flip out on these people. And we're going to say, okay, let's start over. Restructuring. We're going to start over. Now we're all going to be watching. We're going to make sure this is a fair game. We're going to make sure that all the, you know what I like, we're going to make sure that we don't get to this point again. And that the game can be enjoyed, that it's not a competition, that it's an understanding of awareness, of strategy, right? How can we use that same, how can we implement that same energy of strategizing in a game, but strategizing for our game, not individually, but for our actual game collectively? How can we strategize to create the community systems? How can we strategize to, how can we use everything what we've known or learned until this point to create these new things? Or who do we know, right? When things started coming down, I'm just like, okay, who would I choose to help write the school curriculum? And I'm like, oh yeah, these three people. Like, who would I choose to help do, work with like energy solutions, like these three people or these five people? Who would I choose to implement like gardening or sustainability or permaculture, like these 10 people? Who would I choose for art and for, and so I started actually seeing, okay, here are all these different people that I know from all these different walks of life. And it's like, oh, cool. Oh, I know somebody that's perfect for this position and that, and it's like kind of everybody being like, yeah, oh, this is the thing I'm really good at that I love to do. And it puts us in this dope space where we can be like able to succeed, able to excel at something because we're now part, instead of just another brick in the wall, we're part of the mechanism. We are, each person is a unique cog, a unique part of a whole mechanism and a whole clock, and everything can work nicely, like a fucking whatever, like a Swiss watch, right? Everything can work nicely when we all figure out how to fit together better instead of creating all the separation. Instead of, oh well, you're actually, you know, that's not, oh wow. Like who is anybody else to say what the fuck Jesus said? Well, you don't know. Nobody actually fucking knows. Channelers like me know more because they get a direct fucking download more than whoever wrote the books to program you. Let me just be clear, and you're gonna see more of that and experience more of that, and that is going to be wrecking, shattering for people's egos, for people's whatever they like to hide behind. But generally, if somebody is hiding and behind one thing and judging another, it's not for nothing. It's because they're hiding. There's something that they're hiding. So, anyways, guys, let's just figure out how to not be only the observers and figure out how to create this treasure island, right? I don't want to go on about that. There's something about this Turtle Island, the treasure on Turtle Island, and time being up, something like this. Said that they said that they were observing, but they didn't. They killed a bunch of people. Yeah, we need to change how things are, and we need to be more by the book. We've been just so willy-nilly, you guys. So willy-nilly. We need to put all that stuff back to the ocean, to the sea, and start fresh. Let it, because otherwise the sea is gonna wash over and clear everything out. Like that's the thing, is the earth is intelligent, the earth is mother, the earth is all of this. And yeah, like that is fate, right? It will keep going round and round whether we do or not. It doesn't matter. We might stop going around and around in this circle because it's recycling us completely. So, what is your fated destiny? Where do you stop to repeat the same old patterns and lessons, right? Where do you actually step in to this higher power? When do you say, okay, there is this change in the wind, and I understand that. And not everything is so black and white, or maybe where I thought it was black, maybe it's also white. Or maybe sometimes the wind changes and we have to change course a little bit. And that's kind of what's going on. We've hit a point. It's like we've hit a point now where we're going to go straight into the fucking eye of the storm, or we're going to fucking let the sheet out and we're going to say we're actually going to go around instead of straightforward, instead of just getting there quick because we need to get there faster. We're actually going to say, you know what, that doesn't look good. Let's not go through the eye of the storm. Let's go this way. We're staying the course, right? We're not abandoning ship or the mission, but we have to navigate to kind of change course a little bit, right? We're like, you know what? Actually, we're going to go this direction instead of that direction because that doesn't look actually no. No, there's a lot of bad things that direction. There's a lot of sharks in the air and the water, a lot of demons, a lot of weird shit. We don't know. We don't want to go that way. We're actually no this way. It's nice, warmer, smoother seas, tropical. It may take us a little bit longer, because we're not just going straight through, but actually it's gonna be a lot more pleasant in the end because we're not doing a fucking battle royale, because we're not going that gnarly. We're being like, okay, yeah, you know, let's just go this way. It's gonna take us a little bit long, but we all got each other. It's cool. We got each other. We're gonna make it. Everything's gonna be tight. Don't worry about it. Ship shape. So, what is the collective vision, right? And how can we focus on this so we can receive these gifts from the universe, from the divine, because we're just saying right now, basically over and over again, we're saying we're giving focus and attention to all the things that we don't like. Now, does that mean we shouldn't be talking about the Grape Academy and all this stuff because we're giving it attention? No, there is certain things that need to be brought to attention, and they need attention, and they need to be handled in a certain type of way. Okay? Many things like that do have to be handled, and this is it's like even in a new system, even with a new government, even in fucking mafia, everything. It's like they still got to fucking shoot the guy in the foot or the leg because they got to make an example. They got to be like, I'm sorry, we got to make an example. And that doesn't mean you should have been more clever or you should have been more sneaky. No, it means actually now we're collectively saying, we don't get what, we're not cool with this before, because before it was just socially accepted because nobody wanted to not fit in. But we're past that. That's what the cards have been saying this whole time, is we're past that. We're past that need because we're moving towards this totality, this wholeness, this oneness. And in order to get there, in order for this collective consciousness, in order for this heart space connection, it doesn't work when one is trying to come up on the other, when one is trying to hurt the other, or when one is achieving something by pulling another down. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. So we have to figure out how to work together instead of working against each other, because that's where they keep us distracted. As long as we're fighting each other, then they don't have to fight us. If we're fighting them, if we're not even fighting, if we're just like, hey, you know what? Fuck that. Well, I don't know what they're fighting about. Like, we're not going to man the ship. We're not going to fly the plane. We're not going to do all this shit. And we're just like, you know what? Let's make some food. Let's grow this garden. Let's rebuild this wall for the school and make some music or whatever, That is the real level of humanity. It's understanding you and we're not so different. Everybody wants safety, shelter, food, clean water, and the truth. We don't want to be manipulated. We don't want to be lied to. We don't want to be taught or fed some fake ass shit. We just simple, back to basics. We care about each other. We care about the children. We care if people are starving or hungry or homeless. It's just base level shit. It's not it's not some crazy thought or dream. And there's more than enough resources on this planet for that to happen without people needing to fucking capitalize on them. And that's the really that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. So it's a choice, right? Everybody, you choose to make a choice, and yeah, what is your choice and what is your stand? Not don't defend all the dumb shit. Just defend what we want. Defend the things that we do like, and stop defending the dumb shit because it doesn't help. You're part of the collective co-creation. So what are you creating? Are you co-creating shit or beautiful, amazing things? Because I believe that humans, we are the organic intelligence. We have the capacity, if we don't have like our zero attention span and all this other stuff, boosting, spiking our cortisol, all this fucking swiping and attention spans and fucking pornography and all of this. It's like it's just boosting fucking cortisol and keeping people needing more, keeping people addicted instead of engaged. And how to become more engaged with the reality, the utopia, the dream, the outcome that we want collectively. That's the truth. And it's not by saying, oh, well, fuck this side and fuck that side. And I don't like this guy or the right or the blue or the left. They're all fucking monkeys, bro. They're all fucking monkeys and they're malfunctioning because they're everything has been blown off and they don't have all their energy sources that they're sucking from. They don't have, we're like batteries. We're electromagnetic, right? And when they don't have the ability to suck off of our auras and our spaces and everything else, then that's kind of what starts to happen is they're just like malfunctioning because they can't steal, they can't take things, you know, like it's funny, like I don't know, maybe like a week ago or something, I posted this funny thing from Pulp Fiction, you know, and it was this quote by Samuel L. Jackson, and it was like you know, it's from the book of Ezekiel. Part of it's from Ezekiel, but also I posted this thing, and it was like the book of Jules, right? And and I saw all these people that were saying like this fucking politician quoted this thing as if it was, and so that's what's happening is they've been siphoning chosen ones like ideas, right? Your source, your life force, your aura, your ideas, all that they've been fucking aura farming for so long. And it's like I'm just seeing it. I'm seeing the micro and the macro rippling outwards and becoming this whole thing. And really, and so they're malfunctioning because every time that we kind of put the glitch, it just creates more. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, yeah, good vibe. Project blue beams. Don't fall for another lie. Yeah, blue light, white light. I was telling people by rubbing your hands together and even your feet, matching your feet and your hands, closing your electrical circuit. Hold on, guys, 1 second. Hurry. I know. I heard you. Closing your electrical circuit, keeping your electrical circuit closed, like sits, you know, you can sit cross-legged or whatever and put your feet down in front of you. Put your feet down in front of you and your hands and close your circuit. Protect your circuit. But the reality is they're malfunctioning because they can't, their feeding source, because everybody's waking up, because people are becoming like more adapt to it and kind of cutting it off and being like, oh, this is narcissistic, this is manipulation, this is coercive control, this is abuse, this is no, I'm not going to pay you to do what? No, no, no. And figure out like what places and what types of things that you can do. to become more part of communities, because the reality is they only put their agenda on if we are reliant upon them and we believe that they have the capacity to carry it out, you know? 16 feet bubble of electrical current. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. And when we're omitting from a heart space, we're that is 100 times more potent than one person attacking, or 100 fucking gang stalkers, or 100 fucking haters. Like, it's more potent. So, what is this future vision, this heart space? What is it? And how do we collectively envision that, and not this fucking NWO, right? We don't want to envision that. We don't want to envision that. We don't want that to come into play when people are like, but it's going to be, it's inevitable. Like, no, it's not inevitable, because I don't co sign that contract. As a matter of fact, I retract that contract. I rebuke that contract. I do not see our future. I do not sign, I do not comply, and I rebuke any of all of those contracts that are taking away any person's sovereign free will or ability. And it's good to say that. It's good for each person. I know I told you guys I was going to make little videos today, but it's super heavy. The energy is just super heavy. And I was also gonna go and sing, and I was like, fuck this, like, I'm so fucking tired and I'm so hungry, and I want to spend this money on food, not gas. Like, I don't actually, like, as much as I want to sing and bring joy, and it brings me joy and it would bring other people joy, like, I don't have the capacity to perform for other people. I need to just feed myself at this moment. I need to get my kid food, you know? Like, that's it. Like, my cat, you hear her going crazy? Like, that's the number one. So to deny people that those basic fundamental necessities, those bare necessities, means you're inhumane too, right? You're inhumane too. And it's a choice. It's a choice. So choose wisely. Choices, choices, choices. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys as always. Infinite blessings, love, and light. I am tired. I need to go to sleep because I need to figure out how, excuse me, how I'm gonna. I don't know. Maybe I will go to the waterfall and collect water or something tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do, but I need to figure that out. If you guys have um, ability to donate or contribute $1, $5, $10, anything to my PayPal, that really does help me just with basic food and water. And you don't have to have PayPal to make a PayPal payment. Somebody asked me about that before. You do not. You can do it directly from your bank or from a ATM card. It will give you the option. You just have to put in a little bit of effort. I know I should have a link, but they're blocking me. They have me blocked on everything. That's why I don't have the hype button yet. But I will, yeah, I'm going to give out, I decided I'll probably give out, I'm going to do a raffle for the readings instead of doing the free readings, because we're over 500 now. I'm going to do five readings that are maybe 15-minute readings. Um, And what I'll do is I'll do a raffle where everybody who does, I told you guys I do 5 5 5 5, um a raffle. So you put $5, five likes on five different videos, five comments, and the comments and the likes can't be on the same videos. It's to help the algorithm, guys. It's to help me. It's an energetic exchange. Okay. share, right? Share at least um, 5 times, 5 different videos, maybe with, I don't know, whether it's with people or whatever else. I got to figure it out. I was hoping to just do like the hype button and something else, but I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to do a raffle. That way, it allows me the capacity to give out the readings. It's actually making a small percentage exchange. It will probably only be like about 5% of what I normally do the readings for, but at least it will be a lovely energetic exchange and give everybody help help your girl with the algorithm and with not starving or dehydrating to death. And then also it will help um, just help other people, right? The point is not um like I'm not here to make a bunch of money. I'm just out here. I would like to be above baseline survival. That would be cool. But I also understand that there's a lot of people that want to keep me quiet and want to shut me down, and that's why they're doing all of this. That's why they've done all the gang stalking and the hacking, and they blocked every fucking account and done all of it. Like they really want me to be angry and upset and shut the fuck up, and they want me to want to red rum myself, and like it doesn't work, bro. It doesn't work. I'm chosen. It doesn't work. Like other people try to fucking run me over, other people try to kill me, and it also doesn't work. So it's a fucking wasted effort until I have completed my life's goal or mission. Like it's not gonna happen, you guys. Like give it up already. So and like I'm sure I wouldn't I don't know. Like I said, I'll go I go to the waterfall and fill the water bottles, right? Like for me, like water fasting, yeah, but this is the thing, right? Like when people are like, go out, do exercise, go here, go there, like that takes protein. Like tonight, I did go eat food and ate a lot of fucking protein. Why? Because I'm like, fuck it, this is might be the last food that I eat for days, right? And it's like all of that requires nutrients and protein. Now, when I'm having baseline shit, like it's hard. It's hard. Channeling is exhausting work, and but I'm grateful, and it is part of my mission and part of my purpose. And so I'm grateful for you guys that are here. I'm grateful for everybody that opens up interesting conversations and that is part of this community and part of the collective conscious awareness and raising of this collective consciousness, because it's so important right now. We're in this major spiritual warfare, and the light is already won. That's why the dark is freaking out. So we just need to stay focused, stay in this light. Um, you need support team. Yeah, I need a support team for sure too. But to stay in this light and to be supportive of each other, right? Um, and it's just like, this is the biggest thing, right? Just if you don't have something to give or to offer, you can give your solace, you can give your love, you can give your energy. You can say, I'm sending good vibrations, good energy, abundance, your direct, like the intention can sometimes just a couple people thinking about the same thing can help something manifest very quickly. This is why, I think many of us struggle to share that, like to say, oh, I need help, because it's never met, or it hasn't been, right? The needs haven't been met. And then it's like a shaming, right? And that's something that needs to change too. That's a structure or a standard that needs to change too. When people actually say that, they need help to heal their trauma, or to do their fast, or to um, just to feed themselves or their kid, like whatever it is, it's like have that moment of empathy, whether you have the capacity to monetarily give or physically give, you can emotionally, mentally, spiritually give, right? And as we're coming into these higher levels and these higher frequencies, we have the ability, really, with good, shared, loving, positive vibrations, yeah, but positive intentions, we really have the ability to help other people and to change this world, to change the structure. So, um, tell your vision, share your vision, intend your vision, and like I'm not one for AI, but like if you guys really feel like you need to create a visual, kind of like to make a some type of a vision board of some things that you want to see in the future. And I don't mean like jets and shit, unless that's kind of tight too. But like, what does it really look like? What do these communities look like? What do systems look like? What do schools feel like? What does hospitals or spaces where people are healing or trauma center, whatever? What does this look like, right? Um, Trauma does heal, but you have to address it. It stays stored in the body. That's what I've been talking about this whole time. You came in at the end. But yeah, trauma, you can heal trauma, but it stays dormant in the body until it starts to manifest in physical form, which is basically what's going on the macro and the micro level. And that's what I've been talking about the whole time. Is we're seeing on the exterior what's happening, and it's because things are off interiorly because we haven't addressed, because we haven't allowed women to be seen, because we haven't allowed men to be heard. I mean, both directions, but that's what it's really boiling down to is, each person wants to be seen, heard, loved, and not really alone. And that's kind of the funny thing is when we come to the planet, we come forgetting the knowledge. We come alone, we go alone, and you know, the way that we try to gain attention through all of these aspects of media and all this other shit, to be seen or to be heard, when really it can just be a lot more simple, right? It can just be about being in more communal spaces and being able to be seen and being able to be heard and not needing to compete or fight for attention or the energy or to be seen or to be heard or to be loved. So for everybody that's out there that is doing the work, that is actively doing the work and has been doing the work, I'm sending you all of the love and big hugs. You guys are doing great. Keep it going. If nobody told you, I'm proud of you. I love you. You're amazing and you got this. As always, guys, I appreciate your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and yes, I would really appreciate some manifestation for energetic exchange in my PayPal would be amazing so I can eat. And yeah, I'll work on this. I really, really, really will work on this raffle, and I'll figure out how to set it up since YouTube is blocking me on, or whoever is blocking me on all these platforms, to be able to create things for you guys. Shitheads, but whatever. It doesn't matter. We're gonna keep spreading the love and not allowing shitty people, circumstances, or situations to stop us when we know it's what we need to be doing. So, number one thing, hey Heidi, number one thing is to, you know, keep doing, keep doing what you know, what your soul feels you're calling to do. Keep doing that, and everything is shifting. I promise. And like for me, I don't understand, right? I don't understand how I can. I mean, I understand how because I feel I do get premonitions and I feel things way ahead of time. But how I can feel all of this beauty, this utopia, this abundance, this love, this protection, this safety, um, and it's still not like all the way physically manifested. So make sure that we're also, you spend time to be grateful, right? Like for me, I'm super grateful that I'm in a space where I'm not fucking dealing with creepy ass men that are trying to extort me for sexual favors, or the kid that has my fucking clothes, he was fucking drugging me. He was drugging me, and I couldn't figure out why I was always so fucking tired. Because he was always making me tea every night, because he was probably part of this fucking academy bullshit, right? You really want to go there, or you want to return my shit? Gotcha. And I won't sleep until I get you all, until I catch them all. Fucking some Pokemon shit. Different stuff he was putting in the tea. And the fucked up thing is he was also ordering these pills, and he was like, yeah, just take like 3 to 5 of them. I was like, this is weird. And I tried to look it up, and there wasn't really any information. It was like, oh yeah, this is used for that, but it was just like a base, like Wikipedia, whatever. And I was like, he's like, oh yeah, this is to calm your nerves. Like, nah, I would be fucking out. Like, I never was like out. And I just was like, oh, like maybe my nervous system is just kicking down because I came from another weird space. But like, actually, no. Actually, no. This dude was super fucking creep. And yeah, it's really interesting. Like I said, the ripple effect. Because as I was tuning in and writing this, right, as I was writing all the stuff in the journal, and just kind of receiving the downloads, then I was like, okay, last week, this same day, 1 week ago, I went to meet my friend, and I know that, I know my friend was really like wanted to connect on a more intimate level. And I'm just like, no, I've been on this celibate journey. I've been on this really high level journey where I'm only interested in pure divine connection, which is like, if you're not trying to have this sacred energetic exchange, like I'm not just fucking anybody. Like I have no interest. Like like the next person that I share my actual physical being with will allow me to have all of the safety and the things that I need before putting me in a vulnerable state. And that's just going to be the way of the world. I feel like that before all this happened, I went there because was, even though I feel okay going to the spot, I was still like, I would really feel better, because he's like, I don't really want to go. And I was like, I would really feel better if you would go with me, if you could take me, you know? And, it was this whole thing of understanding that there is um, there is a capacity for men to hold the space and to be protective of women. There is a capacity. And it's kind of like I was almost proving it, like the micro and the macro, but proving it to myself, right? Because it's like, if this person is really my friend, if this person really cares about me in the same way and not just in this way, like I'm going to see, like the truth is actually going to come out. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't feel comfortable, like I can just go home and it's not a big deal. But it was super nice to feel safe, to be in a safe space and not have to worry about if the door was locked, to be able to sleep. And, and to really, when you get in a space, when people get in space and their nervous system can fucking kick down, you do sometimes crash really hard. But no, I believe that they were making some type of concoctionary thing, because when I took, he told me to take like 2 or 3 of these, it would be good for you. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take one. And I took one, and I was like, fucking like getting super dizzy and getting like, whoa. And I had to like lay it, like I passed out. I passed out like real fucking quick. And yeah, it's just super weird. All of it was super weird, and just the energy around it was super weird. And then all that information came out the following day, right? And they had been studying it for, I think, like the people that did the article have been studying it for like 3 to 6 months. For 3 months, they had been engaging in like um, what to do and what to use and how to do it. And like they actually, that's why it's such a prevalent story. That's why it's such a prevalent story, is because all of that. Do you understand? So because they actually were given instructions what to use and how to do, and then being like, well, this didn't work, and da 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 da, like da 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 da, and yeah. So we just need to do better collectively. We just need to do better collectively, and it's a choices, right? So to each his own, and everybody. I love you. Keep it going. Keep the vibe high, and don't do bad things. You know what's good and you know what's bad. And yeah, go whatever. Be good. Be a good person. Go like or share positive things that you want to see moving towards the world, and like just work towards small things. What you can see, what you can envision, what you can dream, and what this beautiful new era, this new earth, this new utopian dream looks like, how we are, how you feel, how we're treating each other, what we're spending our time and energy doing. Like, what is the important thing? Like, it's definitely not going to be sitting in traffic and being miserable in a fucking cubicle, right? It's going to be some type of other, it's going to make you feel some other type of way. And how is that feeling? Emanate that energy, that intention, that feeling, because collectively we can emanate this energy. And the heart, as our other friend was saying before, the heart and ourselves, we can amplify so much larger than we even understand. So when people are attacking, or when people are negative or nasty or low frequency or low vibrational, like, just don't engage, because that's what it is. It's like they want you, they want to spike your cortisol, they want to cause reactive abuse, they want to get a reaction. That's demonic energy. For all the people talking shit that come on here, it's demonic energy. That's why I don't respond to it. They've fucking siphoned enough energy from all of us for long enough. Like, they don't need. Bye. So as always, everybody, ciao for meow, smoochy boochies. Zoe out.